Welcome to the real world, the truth. No artificial intelligence nonsense going on here. This is Mongoose Magic Moments with myself, man behind the hand, author, the Meerkat Man, the Mongoose Man, Grant Malcolm McIlrath, author of the Meerkats book 2016. Pick up a copy, check out Amazon, check out the comments in the videos for the details. You can search with the ISBN. Any good bookstore can get a copy for you, or you can pick it up in a library or university around the world. That loud sound you heard at the beginning, that cha cha cha, is from the lyrebird, as I call it, the fiscal shrike, Lanius colaris, the butcher bird. It is part of the neighborhood watch, and it was giving a false alarm to try and steal food from our film star, Cynictispenicillata, the yellow mongoose species, die geelmeison, die gilletjie witkwas, mangusta, mangos. Our dominant female here is currently heavily pregnant, and I'm hoping she will give birth by mid-March. And it is, of course, a beautiful day, so let's have a look around in the wild area of the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve of the Meerkat Magic Conservation Project. We're in a different area today. Hello out there. Welcome to the stream. And this is, of course, the Meerkat Mansion Research Base. You can come out and visit. It is not open to the public. It is not a tourism site. However, for sponsors of our work, check out the comments on how to adopt a wild meerkat from the Ungulungu Meerkat group, and how to adopt a member from the Tsabokolodi Yellow Mongoose group. I have studied and protected the yellow mongooses from the Tsabokolodi Yellow Mongoose group all the way since 2008, and the Ungulungu Meerkat since 2001. Currently, the dominant female is searching for food beneath the shade of the tree. Good morning and welcome to Mongoose Magic Moments, as we watch the dominant female from Tsabokolodi Yellow Mongoose group foraging here beneath the shade of a tree in my private reserve in South Africa. In the distance I can hear Corvus capensis, the Cape crow. Chap chap. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a fantastic Saturday, the 7th of February, 2026. Can you believe it, friends, that we're already 2 months into the year? And the good news is, there you can see a beautiful view of the dominant female who is heavily pregnant. I'm hoping she gives birth by mid-March. Please add a comment where you're watching from, and you can also let me know what you think the future generation of these babies should be called, what names, and we will choose from all the international suggestions I get. Welcome out there. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's a magnificent day here, as it always is, waking up in the private reserve, the Meerkat Magic Valley Reserve, and you can visit. Check out the comments on how to do that in South Africa. It is not open to the public, and it is not a tourism site. It is for wildlife research biologists and film crews and sponsors. Please do share the video far and wide. Conservation through education is what we're about. I'm all about telling the truth. This is an unedited wildlife documentary. Yesterday we made film history by doing the longest wildlife stream on a yellow mongoose species ever before. It was over 1 hour 30 minutes of unedited truth. None of the so-called documentaries out there, which are predetermined scripting, post-edit with music overlays and other nonsense. That's right, you heard it from me, a professional wildlife research biologist all the way since 1993. I have worked with many professional film crews. I won't mention the names now, except to tell you that I have not seen a documentary yet. That is correct. I'll let you think about that for a moment. This is a documentary right here. This. If it is AI or post-scripted, you're not watching a documentary. Yeah. I'm bringing the world the truth in nature conservation and wildlife research, because this way you get to see it for yourself as it happens. There's no ways it can be changed. There are no biases. It's just filmed as it is. The dominant female Tsabokolodi has been in the reserve since she was born in November 2018. She is currently pregnant. For those who follow the story, you will know this already. And she's due to give birth in mid-March. Of course, I'm just part of the wildlife territory as well. Many different birds are calling. They are also part of the wildlife territory. They are part of the neighborhood watch, just as I am. In fact, my sounds and my talking right now are just the same as any of the birds in the area, as far as everyone is concerned. Because just like them, I'm announcing my presence at all times. Because predators are stealthy and I am not. I let the animals know where I am at all moments when I'm around them. That way they never have to check or get a surprise. Please do let me know where you're watching from. I'm curious. We are not far from the Meerkatmanchen research base right now, and the wildlife hotels sponsored by our wonderful Associazione Suricati Italia, an international conservation collaboration. You can check the comments in many videos for details on how to become a member of the association. You can even come out and visit the private reserve, which is not open to the public, if you are a sponsor and would like to help construct additional wildlife habitat. Of course, the animals we study are very capable diggers. Ant bear, aardwolf, bat-eared fox, cape foxes, caracals, blackback jackals, water mongoose, large grey mongoose, meerkats. However, many of the digging animals' habitats have been absolutely decimated through housing practices, ploughing over for agricultural land of their burrow systems, their wildlife hotels. And the animals usually go into the hotels to escape from danger, and they all get destroyed. It is terrible, buried alive. This is something I talk about because nobody else in the world does. And it is time to bring you the truth. No more artificial intelligence lies, making so-called documentaries that are absolute nonsense. What you see is what you get, and that is why I bring you wildlife streams. Right now we are watching a wild yellow mongoose. She could be anywhere for many, many kilometers. I have been up since before sunrise already, tracking her and following her day as it unfolds here in the reserve. Good morning. I hope you're having a beautiful day on this Saturday, the 7th of February. Myself and the dominant female, who is very heavily pregnant right now, are enjoying a bit of shade beneath the tree here as she hunts for various unfortunate snacks. Recently, she dug up a deadly neurotoxic scorpion, Parabuthus capensis, family Boothidae, the very thick tails, thicker than a human finger on average, with very small chelipeds, pincers, the same venom as Nudgeniviae, the Cape Cobra. Meerkats and mongooses can tolerate an enormous amount of venom because the venom does not adhere to their protein structure. The same tiny dosage of venom for a human could kill any of us easily. So for a meerkat or mongoose, a scorpion is what I like to call dessert. It is just a tasty snack. They in fact are very important mammals when it comes to controlling scorpion populations. In the Kalahari Desert, for those who know it, to the northwest of South Africa specifically, I'm referring to, next to the boundary of Namibia and Botswana, if you go out on a windy day, or especially in the evening, there are thousands of scorpions roaming around. And that's a heads up if you ever do go into that area. Make sure you are taking a light with you if you go for a walk, and preferably do not do that at night unless you're with a qualified professional who knows about what to expect. It is an incredibly hazardous ecosystem, and so is this. And that is why my doors in the Meerkat Mansion research base are always shut if I am not in the house right next to them. We have many deadly species that make this their home, and they're all welcome here. Yes, I'm referring to the puff adder, Bitus irritans, cytotoxic venom. I'm referring to Dyspolydus typus, the boomslang, hemotoxic venom, and Najanivia, which I mentioned a few moments ago, the Cape cobra. Also the baboon spider. Yes, the baboon spider, also known as the tarantula by some, which also has neurotoxic venom. And Parabuthus capensis, the Cape thick-tailed scorpion, Parabuthus granulatus, the granulated scorpion. All are deadly. However, I live amongst them in absolute harmony because I'm a professional nature conservationist. We are not species choosing only to focus our attention on the animals that people consider to be safe to humans. Everything has an essential and critical part to play in the ecosystem. Welcome everybody. Please do drop a comment. Where are you watching from? The dominant female is currently foraging for food beneath the shade of the tree here. Welcome everybody. You're watching Mongoose Magic Moments. And you're watching the truth. This is the reality. None of this nonsense artificial intelligence that is being spewed out like vomit all over the internet. That's right. I tell it for how it is. Nature conservation through education is all about informing the public about the truth, not about spewing out lies for entertainment, which AI is currently very much involved with. And here you can see that white tip to the tail is very distinctive. Yes, unlike the meerkat's black tip to the tail. I will pose the question very briefly before I provide an answer. You're welcome to sound off in the comments. Why do you think does the meerkat have a black tip to the tail? What is the purpose of that? Why does the yellow mongoose have a white tip to the tail? Why isn't it that the meerkat has a white tip and the mongoose here, cynictispenicillata yellow mongoose, have a black tip to the tail? I'll give you a few moments to consider that, friends. Please do drop a comment if you believe you have the answer. Let's have a look at that white tip to the tail right there. Why isn't it black? Why isn't it a black tip to the tail, friends? I have not asked anyone this question on any live stream. And yes, I remember every question ever asked over the decades. It's my job. Here's a wildlife hotel entrance. Those who watch my work will be familiar with this. Let's change the viewing angle. All right. Just letting her know where I am at all times, making various sound codes that she recognizes. Here's the wildlife water feature. It still has water in it, and I make sure it stays full of water throughout the year, even though we're in a terrible drought. Thank you for your likes, subscribes, and shares, friends. I do appreciate it. All right, the answer is as follows. Why does the yellow mongoose have a white tip to the tail and not a black tip like the meerkat? And the answer is, drum roll please, because the meerkat is completely diurnal, active during the daytime hours. Black is a very strong visual signal during the daytime. White is a very strong visual signal at night or at dawn and dusk. The yellow mongoose is active during the day, diurnal, and according to Google, that's all. And you're wrong, Google and AI, just by the way. Yes. The yellow mongoose is also crepuscular, active at dawn and dusk, and nocturnal. I have seen them active at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, respectively, and I have studied them all the way since 1993, along with meerkats. And I can tell you right now that meerkats are completely diurnal. In the wild, you will not see them staying active when the sun has set, unless it is a moonlit night. And then they run the risk of being caught by an owl predator. So the black tip to the tail is characteristic of the meerkat for being diurnal as a visual signal, and the white tip for the yellow mongoose because they're active in poor light conditions. She's currently in a wildlife hotel sponsored by Associazione Suricati Italia, an international collaborative effort between myself and them, the Meerkat Magic Conservation Project. A very big thank you to all our recent sponsors in the association. We will be having a live stream meeting for association members on the 26th of this month at 6 o'clock. You can check comments if you would like to become a member of the association and contribute to their wildlife conservation work. The president of the association is Asia Chile, and our other important members, Alessia Torchini, who have both visited the reserve in South Africa and helped to build these wildlife hotels. The dominant female is, of course, having a moment of shade beneath this tree here. She has been foraging all the way along under the shade of the trees. It's extremely hot for her because she's not alone anymore. She's carrying the next generation of Tsabokolodi family with her. And I'm hoping that by mid-March, she will be giving birth. Please do. Thank you so much for your like there. I do appreciate it. Please let me know where you're watching from and put in a comment if you would like to help name the future generations of Tsabokolodi yellow mongoose right here. Yes, how many babies do you think she will have? And here's another question. As you will know, if you watch my streams, I don't just give the answers. I like to ask the audience questions. How many babies do meerkats usually have in the wild? And how many babies does the yellow mongoose species usually have in the wild? And why are they limited to that number of babies? Any takers? All right, there's a Cape Crow calling right now. It is part of the neighborhood watch. And also Hadida ibis, which are part of the neighborhood watch. There is a disturbance probably about 1.2 kilometers away. I know exactly where it is. Just like she does. In the neighborhood watch, your very survival depends on understanding the different alarm triggers in the entire ecosystem. And I'm also part of the neighborhood here. And all the different animals since 2008 recognize me and my sounds, just like they would any bird or other animal in the reserve. The Hadida ibis are flying past, making an alarm. They live in the riverine area. And that's the reason I can hear a tractor on a main road a few kilometers away now. It's getting further away. The Cape Crow, Corvus capensis, alarmed, making that raucous sound. And a distant vehicle going past the reserve. However, that did not trigger any alarm. So, the agricultural vehicle triggered an alarm from the crow, which triggered an alarm from the Hadida ibis. Incidentally, I will mention scientific names when possible for our viewers. You can Google them in real time to verify them for yourself. The Hardida ibis is named after the sound that the bird makes. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, ha, Hardida. Supposedly, it's onomatopoeic. It sounds much better than Bostrichia haggardash. Bostrichia haggardash, if you'd like to Google that. Hardida ibis, you can have a look at what the species looks like. And Corvus capensis. Die Kaapse kraai, the Cape Crow. All right, we are watching Mongoose Magic Moments, friends. Please have a look at this beautiful view of her paws. She has 5 nails on each front paw. Short nails, they are non-retractile. They are not like a cat's nails that can withdraw into the skin. Incidentally, the cheetah does not have retractile nails. Just a little side note there. When I say cat species, I'm not referring to Acinonyx or Echinonyx jubatus, the cheetah. The yellow mongoose here has 4 nails on the back feet each. So 4 on the back, 5 on the front. Tasty snacks that she's digging up here beneath the shade. Probably some termites and ants that have recently been on a nuptial flight. We had 1 millimeter of rainfall 2 nights ago, and now we're back to scorchingly hot oven temperatures, going over 32 degrees centigrade already, and it is only 10 in the morning. Yes. We're in a terrible drought. It's been like this for over 8 months. Everything is crispy and dry, as you can see here, making it very difficult to find food and water since the reserve river has dried up completely. And that is why the Meerkatmanchen is such a hot spot for animals in the area to come and visit, because I keep this water feature, which I dug in 2008 for wildlife, full throughout the year. Back to the action. Please notice how she looks as if she's wearing mascara, eyeliner. The meerkats have an eye mask, which I call built-in Ray-Bans, built-in sunglasses equivalent. I was discussing this yesterday on the live stream. There you can see the white tip to the tail. I was also talking about not the black tip that the meerkats have. Meerkats are diurnal, active during the day. Yellow mongoose can be nocturnal, diurnal, crepuscular. Dawn and dusk is crepuscular, diurnal during the day, nocturnal at night. So she's highly adaptable, and her eyes, oh, that's very nice that we get a chance to have a closer look, have a horizontally slitted pupil. The eyes are yellowy brown, golden. The meerkats have a round pupil. There you can see the eyes, not vertically slitted like that of a cat. Thank you for your likes out there, friends. I do appreciate it. You're watching a wild yellow mongoose in my wildlife research in my private reserve in South Africa. I bring you the truth, not artificial intelligence AI lies. Yeah, no predetermined scripting. Simply whatever happens, happens, and you get to see it for yourself. This is just to give you an idea of where you're watching from, who joined the stream now out there. Hello. Outside the Meerkatmanchen research base. This is not a fenced-in area. It is an enormous reserve which overlaps onto many different properties in the area. Those who visit me, even though this is not open to the public and it is not a tourism site, it is for sponsors. You can check the details in the comments if you would like to find out more about that. Adopting a Meerkat and Mongoose. Check our merchandise, check the book, check the association, and you can visit and see these secret places for yourself, which are also not open to the public. This is a wildlife hotel, friends. Yes, a wildlife hotel with a wildlife resident. Just like any hotel, there are often many different visitors or inhabitants, but not one of them is in this wildlife hotel, because this is exclusively for the reserve inhabitants. Oh, and it's becoming a beautiful windy morning. Delighted to have this bit of cool air coming through. I'm already getting cooked alive. Yes, temperatures can go over 50 degrees centigrade here. let's have a look around while our film star makes herself comfortable and has a little siesta. She's come out of the Wildlife Hotel for a moment. And it's time for a little groom. There we go. An auto groom, when an animal grooms itself, for example. Allo grooming, ALLO, when multiple animals groom each other. It's a very useful way of working out hierarchy. I'll give you an example. In wildlife research, when a yellow mongoose goes up and initiates an allo groom on another mongoose, we check who it's grooming. We see whether it is reciprocated, whether that animal grooms back or not. Animals who are of a higher rank seldom groom back, and they do not usually initiate grooming unless it's to someone of equal rank. This may seem very easy to collect as data. Once you've collected thousands of hours of it, it does become very easy. I've worked with banded mongoose, the most sociable mongooses on the planet, living in groups of over 60. Mongo in the Queen Elizabeth Park, Uganda, Central Africa in 1997. Surrounded by the Katunguru village, the Ruwenzori and Virunga Mountains, Kazinga Channel, absolutely beautiful. The point is, when you're collecting data on 60 plus animals, it is not easy. I can promise you that. For any wildlife research biologists out there, please give me a shout out. Thank you so much for your comment recently, my other wildlife associate of over 30 plus years. I did appreciate your feedback there about artificial intelligence spewing out lies all over the internet and misleading people. We tell the truth how it is because this is unedited. You're welcome to ask your questions right now. Let me know where you are watching from, please. Please share. Share. Let's get the videos out there so we can dispel the myth that artificial intelligence is putting out to the public and confusing all of our youngest generations, our future nature custodians. To the north, we have the Great Black Mountain Range, the Groot Swartberge, and if you're watching this, I've got happy news for you. Probably you did not even know this, because many people who live here don't even know it. That is part of UNESCO, UNESCO, World Heritage Sites. It is the Cape Floristic region. Yes, and it's often covered in snow from May all the way through to December. We've had snow arrive on that mountain when there was over 40-degree centigrade heat, where areas in the town, the bitumen, the tarmac, the black tar was melting. And that very night, snow arrived. It was incredible. I've never seen such a bizarre occurrence. And right now we are on an extreme drought over 8 months. 1 millimeter of rainfall arrived a few nights ago. And as you can see around us, we're back to the inferno. Yes. The mountain range to the south is called the Outeniqua Mountain Range. It is a barrier between us in the Little Karoo, Oudtshoorn in the Western Cape of South Africa, and what is known as the Garden Route, die Tuinroute. Mossel Bay, Knysna, Sedgefield, Dana Bay. Often it is raining there. It is a microclimate here in the Little Karoo, and we will see the clouds and we will see the rainfall over the mountains, and then it will be a cloudless sky here. Hey, I do recognize you, Imperial Majesty 1003. Welcome back, my friend. Thank you for your comment, and I do hope you're having a magnificent Saturday. Yes. I do enjoy having our return subscribers especially, and anyone is welcome to subscribe to the channel. Please do, and ask your questions. Let me know what you'd like to know more about. Imperial Majesty, yes, very good to see you again. All right, here's a bit of a recap for those who are just joining the stream. This is the world famous superstar, yellow mongoose, cynictispenicillata. Meneer, Suid-Afrikaner wat ons hier het. Welkom. Yes, I do remember. Excellent, and I'm very happy to hear that you're enjoying your Saturday. Dit is 'n heerlike Saterdag hier by ons in die reservaat. Miskien gaan ons mekaar ontmoet. Jy is welkom om uit te kom. All right, let's have a change of position here. Just a little bit of info there for our international viewers. I was speaking Afrikaans briefly there. We have over 12 official languages the last I checked in South Africa, including sign language. I'm from Durban. Oh, yes. Of course, Durban is not a big stronghold for Afrikaans like the Western Cape is. You're indeed fortunate. I do love that area. Lovely and hot. KwaZulu-Natal. Banded Mongoose, one of my favorite areas. Shlushluwe, Umfolozi, Cape Vidal, Mission Rocks. Beautiful areas up there, just past Durban, of course. Richards Bay, all of those places going up into the subtropics, just below the boundary of Mozambique. Yeah, stunning. So, our dominant female is pregnant. To get to my point, and a recap for our viewers who are just joining the channel, she's currently in a wildlife hotel and having a little snooze, a siesta, as I like to say. How very sensible the Mexicans are with that. I do love using that term, a siesta. There you can see. My sounds are just background sounds, just like any bird or other animal in the reserve. The animals here have got used to this over many years. When I first arrived in the reserve in 2008 and established it, nobody knew me and I couldn't see anybody. Nobody. The birds didn't trust me, even the mice and the scrub bears, and nobody trusted me because I was a foreign intruder in their territory. Now, they all know me. The birds don't alarm because the mongoose doesn't alarm. I see a parasite. Can you see it? I have to watch carefully. That is Rhipicephalus for our veterinary friends out there. We get hyaloma, amblyoma, and amblyoma. Yeah. Rhipicephalus, hyaloma, amblyoma. Oh, yes, and Buphalus. They've changed some of the names, but Rhipicephalus is a tick. That's from Aranea. It is a parasite crawling on top of the wildlife hotel there. Of course, it has no chance of biting her. She's pregnant. How many kids do they birth? Thank you for your question, Imperial Majesty 1003 from Durban. The average litter for the yellow mongoose species is 2 twins to 5, but they can have 6 babies. They do have 6 nipples, or mammy, as we call them in scientific circles. Mammy, M-A-M-M-A-E, mammy. The same as the meerkats, but meerkats usually have litter sizes of 4 to 6. So I'm hoping that she has a bumper litter size of 6, and we are watching her very carefully every day, and I believe her due date is probably around mid-March. Their gestation, their pregnancy carrying time period is 10.5 to 11 weeks, the same as meerkats. The Ungulungu meerkats emerged just before Christmas last year, and I did a live stream. You can still see it under the live stream section. 50 minutes of wildlife film history. First time on a live stream to see baby meerkats coming up. And they are all alive and well. If you'd like to choose future names, please drop suggestions in the comments on the different videos. I do check all comments. Doesn't matter which video you comment on, and there are over 1,600 of them to choose from. I will see your comments. Thank you to everyone who's already liked the video. I do appreciate it. Please invite your friends. Come and see the real truth. I'm campaigning against artificial intelligence lies. Yes. Because there's a lot of nonsense going on in the internet right now. people claiming things that are absolutely absurd. And then I hear people asking me, oh, is it true that a mongoose will capture and kill a snake and feed a honey badger that is pregnant to help it? Absolutely not. Is it true, Grant, that an eagle will come down and attack a snake that is attacking a mongoose to help the mongoose? Absolutely not. Is it true that the mongoose will help the eagle's chick? Absolutely not. Those are all questions and answers very briefly on a recent video I was sent. Artificial intelligence. Yeah, it's very artificial and it's not intelligent. That I can assure you right now. Yeah, it is a lot of nonsense. Artificial nonsense is what it is. Yeah, if you want the truth, this is a wildlife reserve in South Africa. Outside my research base, it's very simple. The name mansion is of course a joke because it's the opposite of a mansion. I live like a monk out here. Yeah, we keep it simple here. The animals are what we're about. And you can come and visit us in South Africa. Check out how to do that in the comments. Send me an email or a WhatsApp. I do have WhatsApp groups as well. If you'd like to interact with me after my videos, you can. WhatsApp is 24/7. Drop a message and I will get back to you. You can also check out our various social media, although I primarily spend my time on YouTube for live streams. You can check out the Facebook groups, Meerkat Magic Moments, Mongoose Magic Moments. You can also check out Association of Suricates Italy, Associazione Suricati Italia. We will be having an association members meeting on the 26th of this month at 6 o'clock. Anyone in the world is welcome to become a member, and then it entitles you to a visit here as well. We've already had the president of Associazione Suricati Italia come and visit us, Asia Chile, and we have had Alessia Torchini visit us twice already, all the way from Italy. That's a great commitment. Please keep the questions rolling, friends. Let's get that going. More questions. Yes. I'm going to speak a bit of Zulu for our friends out there. Sawubona unjani gikhona wena unjani kuhle kakhulu hayi sikuyeshisa ambani kahle salani kahle. To our Sotho friends, dumela likai rite ngonokai. To our Tswana friends, dumelang uchohile yang gitsamapeni. To our Swahili friends, hujambo rafiki sijambo habari yako mzuri sana asante sana safari njema. When are you doing a Meerkat live? Yes, at the moment, I am waiting for the babies to become more mature because I do not want to give away their secret locations. It could happen at any time, however. Check your bell notifications for the live streams, my friends. Yes, there will be more Ungulungu meerkats coming along. I follow a wildlife schedule, however, and I'm very careful with the babies because they do not recognize the sounds, and I have to be very, very careful around them. I don't want them to be disturbed, but they are learning. Of course, they were only born in December, so over the next few months, they will become much more accustomed to myself and other research biologists and film crews, and then we will continue with our live streaming. Yeah. I always put the animals first when it comes to data collection and filming to make sure we do not impact them negatively or disturb them, especially the youngest generations. They are still learning about the world. There's a lot for them to take in, so we need to be extra careful with them. But yes, Imperial Majesty, thank you for that question, and I do appreciate it. Of course, you can check out Speranza, which is the Italian name given to the dominant female of the Ungulungu Meerkat group last year by one of our sponsors, Alessia Torchini. Speranza means hope. Yes. Okay, thank you. I can't wait to see them. Yes, lots of work need to be done with the meerkats. Thank you, Imperial Majesty, 1003 from Durban. Indeed, yes. You can check out a copy of my Meerkats book in universities and libraries. Yeah, it's free to anybody to look at. And there you'll find many details. Of course, there are hundreds and hundreds of my meerkat videos you'll find on the channel. Just have a look around and you can comment on any of them and I will get back to you. Oh, there's a lot of noise on a distant road going past the reserve. Thanks so much for your likes, everybody. As our valued subscribers and one of our VIP members, Imperial Majesty, all the way from Durban in South Africa, as mentioned, we also do live streams on other wildlife, not just on the mongoose and meerkats. Yes, anything can happen. Thank you for joining the stream, my friends. I'm going to sign off here and upload some more videos now that I'm back at the base. We've been active since before sunrise already, so well before 6 o'clock. And as you can see, our film star is having her much deserved siesta in the hotel. Until next time, friends, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining the stream.